This is just a few snippets from the Tuesday night Bible study, but it mashes up really well with Crane and the two of them talking about warfare. Oh, yeah, and all that God is love stuff.
I said, but we still go to the grocery store with all that going on. We still go get gas with all that going on. Is anybody in the house?
To see everyone tonight. I know the weather's not the greatest, but who cares? We do it when we want to do something, right? If you have to go to work, you get in your car and you go.
So this clip from the Bible study out in Graham was from the 9th, last night. And all across the country, the weather was bad. It was bad here. It was bad in the middle of the United States. It was bad down south. And someone sent me a picture of a news report, I think from Seattle. So having lived in Graham, right there on the campus, I know how bad the weather can get. Extremely windy, extremely rainy. And so when you have to pack up kids or get them to a babysitter, do all these things, and come from the outlying areas, it's a big deal. Especially, have you ever driven like from Ording up to Graham and white-knuckled it in the thick fog? It's terrible. So let's ask, I wonder how far away Kinson and Crane live from the church. She scratches her head. Crane doesn't have to go anywhere. He's right there. And what about Kinson? He lives right over there. So very easy for them to say. It's easy for them to say, and so they say it, and they don't care.
And so it is that we come for the Lord because God's far more important in every way.
Why forsake God? Because of spiritual warfare, and the devil doesn't want you and I in the house.
There's people that are like this, that they can, when you try to talk sense to them, okay, I'll put my sword and my shield down. But as soon as they get alone for a little while, that spiritual bipolar mania just takes over.
Spiritual bipolar mania. What in the world is that? This guy, and he's not the only one, is diagnosing people mentally. He's doing this to them. He's saying this out loud in front of people. He's so unaware. He does not realize what he's saying. Like, I tried to talk sense into someone, but, they went ahead and did such and such anyway. Spiritual bipolar mania. Please just think about that for a moment. Just roll that around over in your mind a little bit, and think about what those three words mean. And when you put them all together, and he's judging. That's what they do here. They judge the living daylights out of your life. They are watching you in service. They are making determinations about where you're at in God. Ooh, we're going to talk about that because I have the services from the weekend coming up. So I want to stay focused, Tracy. Stay focused. I'm trying. Talking to the voices in my head. So anyway, I really want you to think about that. It's not something to roll over. Like when I heard him say that, I heard it for the first time after I got off work today. I was eating my dinner and I heard him say that. And I was like, what? What is he saying? What is he trying to perpetrate on people's minds? Not just about God, but he's standing there in judgment and he's making a determination, and he's talking about someone he spoke to. And they do this all the time. They have to give these little anecdotes about people. A lot of times people know who they're talking about. And sometimes they don't. So it just comes off as gossip. Keep it to yourself. Go help the person if you really want to help them. When you do stuff like this, you don't want to help people. You don't want to help them. All you want is compliance. Compliance, obedience, all those words that end in ANCE. Here's an ANCE word for you. Deliverance. Deliverance from NTCC. That's what I'd like to see.
There's sometimes that people do not like a church that preaches against sin. All they want is the God is love stuff.
These people like these guys are the ones who put these poor people in battles, who forget about the God is love stuff, and they only know the hard love, that hard truth. I've got to tell you. And something to think about. If the leadership thought that just these two men, there are others, if they thought that what they were saying was out of line in the requirements on people, and constantly talking about, well, Mike can't say anything about that because that's all he talks about is the battle and the fight. But if they thought it was wrong, and it was sending a wrong message, and it was not what they were about, and it wasn't the spirit of the gospel, they would stop it. But they don't, and that tells you something.